Hope you're all doing well, though, team. So, given the nature that of having two sessions today and not just the one, we don't need to really worry about the US stocks or anything. So, I won't be covering that this morning. Really, what we'll do today is we'll use this morning's session as a order book update, cover off the positions that we're currently in, finish off the positions that we have had completed overnight or whatever, and sort of do a little bit of a reflection period to see where we're at. It has been pretty good. That's what I would say, just from initial glances this morning. Obviously, I've been through the book, checking out, what's been going on, what's landed, what's not, what's running, and it is pretty good actually for the first week of Q4. Obviously, first week of the month, first week of the quarter. It can be a bit temperamental, and I think we've seen some temperamental price action in certain assets, but others have actually moved quite well, as we've seen the big financial machine start to gear up and get ready for the the next couple of months. So it's been all right. We'll cover off what we've been up to anyway this week, and then we'll go from there. So starting from the top, then, first thing is actually quite an unfortunate series of events here. We had the pending order locked in for Brent, which triggered really nicely in the afternoon, and seriously, guys, came to even less than a stone's throw away from the target before traveling all the way back up and almost stopping us out. I mean, it was almost the same distance from the high to the stop as it was from the target to the from the low to the target. So yeah, really unfortunate. Just to put things into perspective, there, it's a 0.09% move lower, which is it's about 5 ticks. About 5 ticks away from the target. So really, really unfortunate based on the based on the parameters here. Is just really unfortunate. In review, because I mean, like I said, I've already had a good look at everything, and in review, looking at this, I'm actually not. I'm not unhappy with that target profit. I'm really not. That is a very well placed target. I had confidence in it. It's just really unfortunate that it stopped there. But that was 5 o'clock in the evening. All of the trades that are taken, these pending orders, they are all set and forgets that go into the fund. Nothing is managed out, even though obviously I would like to, but just with the way things are set up, that's the way it's got to be. And so I had no opportunity but to let this just run right up until break even, which is where it's at the moment. So obviously, it's not a loss. The trade is still running. Ultimately, looking at the bigger picture at the moment, it's really, the verdict is out on this one. We don't really know which way this is going to go at this stage. We had this big, beautiful sell-off. It's come down to an extremely low point just above the target. It's now at break even. We have the trading margin there for it to run again. Will it run again? Who knows? Like I say, the verdict is really out on this one. So in the moment, we just got to let it do its thing and see where we end up. That being said, I would strongly advise against leaving it open prior to the weekend. So if it gets to 6-7 o'clock tomorrow evening, and you guys are considering are you going to be in it, are you not going to be in it, definitely don't be in it. Take it out before the weekend hits, and get yourselves clean. I expect that this will probably be a loss, and it will be really unfortunate if it is a loss, but I do expect it probably to hit its stop loss at this stage. Looking at the volume of the bounce back, I mean, look, we're even getting a bit of a spring now. We don't have much of a margin to go before this one's at stop loss. Yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, no worries. Good morning to you. I'm just doing an early one today, and then another stream this afternoon, because I'm away tomorrow. That's the only reason. I did think some people would have forgotten about this one this morning, but it's all good. So yeah, it's probably going to be a stop loss. Again, really unfortunate. We were looking at a 1 to 3 return on this one, And even at that low, had we gotten out here, it would have been a 1 to 2.66, so a really nice position. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the target by about 5 ticks, maybe a few pips. And yeah, it's probably going to be in the bin, guys. So that's that. On the flip side of that, in terms of success, we did get the gold long, and this was really nice. Not entirely sure 1 a.m. I can only expect this is the rollover candle, but the rollover did come up. It did strike the TP, and amazing. I mean, look at that level of accuracy, right? Excuse me. Look at that level of accuracy there. So really, really pleased with that one. I mean, this is kind of like the polar opposite of the oil trade. It genuinely hit the target and then went right the way back down to the low, you know, past the entry. But this actually yielded a 1 to 3.3. So that's a fantastic return on that. We got this really nice push, deep push into liquidity in here. Big breaker structure. Pending order was locked in here as soon as this level of liquidity was hit. Straight the way up, sort of no waiting around whatsoever. Hit that target at 1 o'clock in the morning and then just dove straight back off. So really, really nice performance there from our gold ideas this week. Looking at the future of gold at the moment, I mean, genuinely, guys, you could look at the same thing happening again. To be honest, you know, we've had quite a few successful runs here. We had this area here, which was a fake out. This area up here, which was a fake out. But for the most part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th successful wave out of this area, these two trading margins at the moment. The unsuccessful ones would have been 1 and 2. So you're looking at a 2 to 9 in terms of the risk reward profile here over the course of its trading, you know, in this recent price action. That's pretty good odds. So, I mean, if we're looking at setting this up again, you're going to be utilizing the same old things: breaker structure, entry, up here to the target. Just to give you a heads up, guys, I will not be taking any more positions. Just to clarify that explicitly, there will be no more positions taken. I will be trading the US stock market session live this afternoon. I didn't trade actually. I had a trade I wanted to take this morning in the DAX. That didn't actually hit its target. I will be trading the US markets this afternoon live, but no trades in the commodity space or the FX space whatsoever. So, yeah, that's where I am for gold. Really, really, really good performance. So Aussie yen, we actually just took a hit on this one. So that's a minus 0.25 as well on that. And this one took us out just about an hour ago now. Came down. We got a really nice break close retest. We got the good breaker structure. Thought we were going to have enough room in the move to sort of come up towards that median of the trend, which was the bias. But this was just too much of a small play, I think, for such a big trend. Bearing in mind, the deep dive on this one was based off of daily trading parameters, of course. And what we were doing is looking to suck in a few pips on that of that move here between these two margins. And unfortunately, it did come down. Stop us out. Yen is always high risk at the moment, mate, isn't it? You know, it's just a blanket sort of high risk currency asset right now. So we just have to play it relatively safely. I mean, you know, even the euro yen here, that long, you know, this was based on break close retest parameters. The pound against the yen here, there was no break close retest needed, but the trading margin was really, really small. So, you know, every single one of these yen crosses, we've been waiting for additional confluence entry criteria, and not just simply going for the breaker structure, but adding in the retest continuation there just to make sure. But as you say, it is a high risk currency asset. It is heavily manipulated by the BOJ at the moment as well. It's very, very uncertain times for the Bank of Japan and the Japanese economy. So, you know, you're gonna get things like this happening, and that's fine. You know, that's absolutely fine. So Aussie yen at the moment incurred a loss. I still like the bias. I still like the idea of the move. I think it is ultimately going to head up there. It's just not going to do it right now. Aussie NZD. So again, another breaker structure. Did wait for a BCR continuation. We had a sort of BCR of this space here, which was more daily style BCR. And then we were looking at taking the trading margins between the two levels here on the daily. So going up to this point here. And this one worked out amazingly well. I mean, as you guys can tell, this is just again, every single one of these was a plan from our sessions. So we had the BCR, the pending order was locked in. This one was triggered. It was ongoing. And then right overnight at about 1:45 this morning, we ended up hitting the target profit on that Aussie NZD, which was really nice. And that was for a 1 to 2.53. Now that we've completed the margin trading up to this area, I do expect the trend to maybe take a bit of a halt here and have a rest. This is a pretty big cash-rich area for the Aussie against the New Zealand, so I don't expect the trend just to continue on through, and would probably more have a bias of what happened in this section where the price action just kind of grinds along for a little bit around this liquidity. The opposite view is the market comes up to this area in here, and we actually get that big move down. We could potentially see that. I'm not going to be trading it, so it makes no difference to me. But something like that is going to be taking place here, and the bias is definitely not for price action to just pass straight through without any kind of resistance at all. Euro yen, again, another break close retest, break of structure trade idea. We did actually do pretty well on this one. So we came up to 162.48. Obviously, we're targeting 163 there, so not too bad of a move at all. And then similar to oil, we came all the way back down and bounced off of the entry, which is interesting. So we actually came all the way back down, hit that 160, 136 area, the break-even point, and then have had this bounce. We are nowhere near out of the woods yet on this one, though. In order to feel comfortable, we do really want to see the break of structure of that area in there. That's the most recent major inflection point. So this is the one that we have to work at breaking through. Now, as you guys have well seen, look at the oil. Just to confirm, you can get so close to a trade being completed, and it's never over until it's over. So with this euro yen, we've got a long way to go. It is running, it is in profit, but for the time being, we've just got to sit tight and be patient. Euro NZD. So Euro NZD was an absolute corker. We had the break, close, and retest. Beautiful breaker structure. Massive move up until this morning. Doing really well this one. And what a trade idea that was. Check out the target profit for it in there. The breaker structure in here. This was a 1 to 3 minimum. And amazingly, I was short. So as per the fund's parameters and the trade ideas that have been sent out, we were looking at the short for the range continuation. I mean, guys, we're looking at the same thing here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successful waves of the range. We go for the 9th. We got the breaker structure. And then in the space of 45 minutes, this was in the bin. So it's just the nature of the game, isn't it? You see a well-established range like this, you have to take your punt on it. Unfortunately, we came in at the end of the range. It was the wrong time, and the market had finished its distribution stage, and it was ready to get going again, rising up to its allocation phase. And so therefore, we had the positive imbalance of price confirmed here, which is via the break, close, and the retest. And we had the real nice strong breakout, which always happens at the end of these distribution stages of the price action. So again, really good stuff to see. It's done incredibly well. Unfortunately, we are on the wrong side of it, incurred another 0.25% loss. Oh, brilliant. So I actually hadn't checked this before coming on the stream, and 9:30 as we've come on the stream, our GA short has hit target profit, so that's quite decent. So we were studying the GA. This is a trade idea that we had in from yesterday. Pending order, looking at the breaker structure below this low and looking at trading the margin down. If you all remember, please go back and watch the stream from yesterday if you weren't here. But we were discussing the GA together with some of our community members, giving their sort of own theories and biases here because of the fact of taking the short from up here in comparison to taking it down here. Because what we were really looking at is the break, close, and the retest of this area, but on the daily time frame. And that's what we were waiting for. And what I expected the GA to do is come down, bounce from this level, and then rise back up to retest this point of liquidity before continuing down. Because on the daily time frame, we actually have a weekly messy M reversal. And so that's what I would be expecting to take place. We'll close somewhere down here, rally back up next week, and then continue to trade lower down to 189.70. But really, really nice and very happy that worked out. To be honest, had a really, really nice stop loss on this one. It could have been a much better trade. But again, I'm still happy with it. It's returned over 0.5% to the portfolio, and that's the main thing. So the plan did work out. To be honest with you, the aggressive entry also would have worked, considering this is just one big drop straight to TB. But we didn't know that, and you know, it's always good and well saying, oh yeah, we could have done this in when you're hindsight trading, but you really do have to sort of take all aspects into consideration, right, when you're trading in the moment, which is why it's so fundamentally different, obviously, than looking back in time. But still, really happy with the performance on this one. It's another win in the bag, and now we're going to be waiting for that retracement to come back up to 192.70 so that we can potentially be looking for the short next week and looking for that trend to continue. And so pound, my God, okay, excellent stuff. Right, so that was 021 2 Right, so yeah, really, really solid move going on in the GC. Obviously, again, it's not over till it's over. Can't really get happy about this one just yet. Look at oil, just to humble you over and over again when we're looking at a move like this. But the really nice breaker structure on the pound CAD, this one also triggered this morning, and this one's gone straight the way down. Now we've got still a little ways to go, and this one could easily move right the way back up to stop loss at this stage. Again, humble yourselves, look at oil. But that being said, it is going very well. We're nicely into profit. Hopefully in the next couple of hours this one will drop into the bag as well. This is a 1 to 2.2, so another 0.5% in the account, 0.55, and yeah, really good, isn't it? You know, really nice move. We were looking at the breaker structure long for up there. We were looking at the breaker structure short for down here. We were basically looking at repeating the liquidity flow between these 2 points in the market, and yeah, it's going really well. Nothing more to say about that one. Pound against the yen. So pound against the yen, we were looking at this as a hedge protection position for the euro yen, but in actual fact, it's probably going to end up being the hedge protection for the Aussie yen, which has been a loss. So hopefully we're going to be able to get this one heading down 192. We do have maximum exposure via £3 prime positions. All of them at 0.25, so we're risked in the pound at 0.75%. Obviously, we've got Aussie, CAD, and yen, which are two major commodity currencies, and then of course we have the the risk-off currency there with the Japanese yen. But I think it's still playing its role nicely. It's not moving with a significant level of trading volume, but it's not a big trade. We're not looking for that extended duration in the market. As you can see here right before us, it is still going down. It's with the trend. We have a lot of selling interest and pressure in the market here. We've recently had a rest after the break, close, and retest of this point of liquidity. So everything is still on side. We don't really have any, we shouldn't have any feelings of fear or risk aversion or anything going on right now, because we can see that the price action is all underway in our favor. So again, hopefully an hour or so we'll see that one drop down as well, and that will account to another 0.51% to our portfolios. So NZD CAD, this was a little trade as well. We were just looking for a simple breaker structure for that final move down into big liquidity. Honestly, guys, this has actually moved far more than I thought it was going to. I assumed it was going to hit this level and then bounce more. So on the daily time frame, as we can see here, nice big point of liquidity. We had the big bounce before. This time around, it does indeed look like we're just going to snap it and continuing on our way down to this next point here at around 83.50. Based on our 15-minute little trade here, it's 1 to 2.33, guys. This is actually really good. So, you know, that's going to be a 0.56% trade in the portfolio. And from this point on, I mean, it's just yielding even more. So we need to wait for the parameters next week. This will be a trade idea set up for next week, and we'll be able to continue trading that with the trend. But nice outcome for our little intraday trade there in the NZD against the CAD. And that, as far as the order book goes, is everything that we've been working on throughout this week, and with the inclusion of some really solid returns in the US markets. I've already deleted everything now from the US markets, but for those of you who weren't around yesterday in the US session, the plan of attack was to take a short and a long in the US markets, and that is exactly what we did, and we won both trades. It was really good. If you go to, I did put it in the Flex channel. Yeah, here you go. Can I forward that? Copy apps. Well, I don't know what to do about it. Hang on a minute. I might be able to just copy and paste that and post it in our chat. Pre-market. Does this still work? Yeah. There you go. And so that are the two trades that were outlined from yesterday's trading room trading session. And I mean, that was a 0.88% trade and a 0.68% trade. I mean, we were done and dusted in the space of about 6 or 7 minutes for 1.4% or something. I mean, both trades ended up being 1.53%, but we had to take off the loss from yesterday morning's DAX. So, I mean, you know, this week, all of these positions that triggered, and I'm going to obviously review the track record this afternoon. Hopefully some of these trades would have come down and triggered their targets. Oh, look at that pound CAD. Look at it. This is oil all over again, team. This is oil all over again. Look at that. So damn close. And now we've bounced right back again. This is going for pullback mode. Yeah. Never over till it's over. But, yeah, I'm going to give it a couple of hours, see if these ones trigger, do a review of the track record, and then we can cover that this afternoon as we do the review for the US markets and our final trading session of the week. But honestly, folks, it's been pretty good. I think, obviously, with the inclusion, if you would have asked me how good it's been yesterday, I would have had a bit of a different view, of course. But with the inclusion of everything that's been going on overnight and yesterday afternoon, and things finally sort of starting to trigger and drop in, it's been a really strong start to the quarter. So it's currently now about 10 o'clock. What we got? Well, yeah, 4 minutes to 10. I'm going to wrap things up there for this session. Just a nice little reflection period, see what's been going on and checking out the fund and stuff. Like I say, pretty decent week, I think. The price action itself up until Wednesday was not, and I felt like I was really dragging my heels with things, but everything that we've been working towards and planning and preparing for is now starting to trigger and come off quite nicely. So yeah, I think it's just ended up really, really quite well. Obviously, this pound CAD is painful. Watching this one coming so damn close to target and now coming back on itself, which is a little bit of a shame there. The pound yen as well. We haven't actually got too much of a margin to go before that one's a loss. So seeing this come pretty damn close to its target and now basically back at break even is a little bit of a shunt in the shin. But you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll take each trade as it comes, and yeah, we'll just keep on doing what we're doing. So guys, yeah, like I say, I'm going to wrap things up there. I hope you've appreciated the session this morning. Hoping you have a really, really good day today. Remember, I think, yeah, I mean, I'm not, yeah, no fresh ideas, no fun ideas today. We're going to be looking at the US markets this afternoon, as I said, for the live trades there. But that really is it for this week. So have a good one. I'll be in the room and stuff throughout the day as well. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I look forward to catching up with you at 1:30 GMT. So have a good one, team, and I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.